மோனமாமுறையார் காட்டும் மா பிரம்மவத்துவாலன் சிவநிலை தவசர்ச்சீட செரி குருவரன் சிற்கையன் உவகையோருருவன் தன்னுள் உவப்பவன் கழிமூகத்தன் அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே உள்ளதலதுள்ள உணர்வு உள்ளதோ உள்ள பொருள் உள்ளலர உள்ளத்தே உள்ளதால் உள்ளமெனும் உள்ள பொருள் உள்ளலெவன் உள்ளத்தே உள்ளபடி உள்ளதே உள்ளல் உணர் மரணபய மிக்குள அம்மக்களரனாக மரணபவமில்லா மகேசன் சரணமே சார்பொடுதாம் சாவுற்றார் சாவென்னம் சார்வரோ சாவாதவர் தன்மையுண்டேல் முன்னிலைப்படற்கைகள் தாமுளவாம் தன்மையின் உண்மையை தானாய்ந்து தன்மையரின் முன்னிலைப்படற்கை முடிவுற்றொன்றாயொளிரும் தன்மையே தன்னிலைமைதான் நிகழ்வினை பற்றி இறப்பெதிர்வு நிற்ப நிகழ்காலவையும் நிகழ்வே நிகழ்வொன்றே இன்றுண்மை தேராதிறப்பெதிர்வு தேர உணல் ஒன்றின்றி என்ன உணல் நாமன்றி நாழேது நாடேது நாடுங்கால் நாம் உடம்பேல் நாள் நாட்டுள் நாம் படுவம் நாம் உடம்போ நாம் இன்றென்றும் ஒன்று நாடிங்கெங்கும் ஒன்றாம் நாம் நாம் உண்டு நாள் நாடி நாம் உடல் நானே தன்னை உணரார்க்கு உணர்ந்தார்க்கு உடலளவே நான் தன் உணரார்க்கு உடலுள்ளே தன் உணர்ந்தார்க்கு எல்லையறத்தான் ஒளிரும் நான் இதுவே இன்னவர்தம் வேதமென என். Only when there is the first person, there arises the second and the third person. If you inquire the reality of the first person, and when you know that the very first person is not, then with that goes all the second, third, all the things and beings. So inquire whether the very first person is there and abide in the source, then there is nothing other than the self. And also live in the present. The past and the future, they are only in the memory, they are only in the mind. Actually they are only in the mind. So without inquiring the reality of the present, if you are worried about the past or imagine about the future, it is all futile. There's no meaning. It is like counting without one, number one. How can you count without one? So the present moment is very auspicious, now and here. The truth should be realized now and here. So that is one thing. And the space and time. Only when you think you are the body, then yes, you are caught in space and time. Are we the body? Who am I? Inquire thus. And then when you dive deep within this nadu, all these concepts, all these ideas loses its meaning. And there is only one self. For the ignorant and for the wise, for both, body is I am the body. How come? For the ignorant, for him the body alone is self. But for the enlightened, for him he realizes the self within. That is what udalulle, self within, which is infinite. Ellayara thaan olirvadal. So it includes everything. In the sense, everything is self only. Therefore the body also is self for him. You understand? All the bodies are himself only. So this is how Bhagavan has explained. So the idea of first person, second person, third person, the idea of past, present, future, the idea of space and time, all these things are only in the mind. When you transcend the mind, all these ideas have got no meaning. Abide in the self, which is timeless and which is beyond space. So till now we have seen. Now 18th words. உலகுண்மையாகும் உணர்வில்லார்க்குள்ளார்க்கு உலகளவாம் உண்மை உணரார்க்கு உலகினுக்கு ஆதாரம் மாயுருவற்றாரும் உணர்ந்தார் உண்மை ஈதாகும் வேதம் இவர்க்கென் உலகுண்மையாகும் உணர்வில்லார்க்குள்ளார்க்கு உலகளவாம் உண்மை உணரார்க்கு உலகினுக்கு ஆதாரம் மாயுருவற்றாரும் உணர்ந்தார் உண்மை ஈதாகும் வேதம் இவர்க்கென் உலகு உண்மையாகும். This world is real. World is real, yes. உணர்வில்லார்க்கு உள்ளார்க்கு. உணர்வு means that spuranam or that aham spuranam, means one who have realized the self, and for those who have not realized the self. For both, the world is real. How? உலகளவாம் உண்மை உணரார்க்கு. One who is ignorant, for him, whatever he sees, the world, that alone is real. The world of names and forms, that alone is real. But for this Mahatma, who has known the truth, unarndar unmai, unmai unarndar. For him who has known the truth, what is the self? What is the truth? Truth is ulahinikku aadharam, that which is the substratum, adhishtanam of the universe. Uru atru arum, that which shines without form. That is the truth. Meaning, from that standpoint, that alone is. So, all the names and forms, they all become this one only. So, for them, like whatever you see in the ornament, it is gold only. For them, whenever they see the world, it is Brahman only. See, to understand that all the ornaments are gold, you need not melt the ornament and make it a gold. When you know what is gold, you know all the ornaments are nothing but gold. So similarly, if you know what is Paramatma, the Brahma Tattvam, even though you see the names and forms, you experience only the Brahma Tattvam, the self. How come? It is how it is. So, the ignorant, those who have got no enlightenment, they see only the world, whichever is revealed through their senses and the mind. But this enlightened soul, he sees the substratum, which is without form and which is the pure consciousness. And he knows that is everything. Therefore, world also is self only. World is real only from that standpoint. From the standpoint of gold, ornament is real. So from the standpoint of the Sat Chit, which is the Adharam, which is the substratum, the world is real. See, the problem is we are unable to see the substratum. We see only the expression, the names and forms. For them, since they are rooted in the Adharam, which is one without the second, for them the names and forms has no meaning. It is only the self. That is their experience. So like in the previous verse, for the ignorant and for the enlightened, for both, body is me. And for the ignorant, only the body is me. For the enlightened, the self, which is everything, is me. In that body also is me. Similarly, yes, world is also Brahman. Why? Because there is only Brahman. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you taste, whatever you touch, it is Brahman and Brahman and Brahman only. Wherever you touch the ornament, it is gold and gold and gold only. So similarly, everything is Brahman for them. So world also is Brahman, meaning it is truth. From that standpoint. See, it's very hard to understand, See, you have to continuously hear scriptures and contemplate. Then only slowly you will understand. See, we should not get angry with ourselves. I'm not understanding. You will not understand now. How can you understand now? You have to go on listening, focusedly, one-pointedly. Then after contemplating for so many years, then you may get the clarity. If you are very intelligent, very, very pure at heart, you will get it like this. But if there is a lot of rajas and tamas in the mind, you will take time to understand. See, that is the difference. What is the difference between the Uttama Adhikari and the Manda Adhikari? Uttama Adhikari is full of sattva. So for him, the mind is sharp. He can grasp everything just like that. Manda Adhikari, either he is tamavik or his mind is roaming elsewhere. So, what are you talking? So he can't understand. For the Rajasic fellow, his mind is not there with him. So how can he grasp the subtle idea? So it will take time. So this is the idea. Ulahu unmai. The world is real for both ignorant and enlightened. For the ignorant, only the world is real. I am seeing with my eyes. How can you say it is unreal? It's only real. But this Mahatma, he is rooted in the self, which is Adharam of everything. So when you know what is water, the whole ocean is nothing but water. The waves are nothing but water. The foam is nothing but water. The ripple is nothing but water. If you know what is water, you don't see any difference between the big ocean or small wave or the foam or the ripple. Everything is water. If you don't see the water, you say ocean is something different. How can you compare it with the waves? Waves are very small. It rises and falls. Ocean, my God. Foam and ripple, it is insignificant. That's what you talk. Because your idea, your mind is now in the, attention is now in the name and form. But if you have seen the water, yes, everything is water. The ocean is water. The wave is water. The foam, the ripple, everything is water only. Water alone is Satyam. From the water standpoint, wave is also water only, Satyam only. Ocean is also water only, Satyam only. That is the idea. So think about it. We will understand. And then the 19th verse. Illarku Ullarku means Unarvu means what? That realization. Illarku means one who has not got. Ullarku means one who has got. That is the ignorant and the enlightened. Illarku Ullarku. And the 19th verse is very often asked question about the fate and free will, which is true. Vidya Madhya. Fate. Fate means what? Whatever destined to happen will happen. That is your fate. They are called as fatalists. And the other group of people, they say, no, no, no. If you are intelligent enough, you can conquer the fate. With your buddhi, you can conquer the fate. So, which is true? Vidya Madhya. Destiny or free will? Fate or free will? That is a question now answered by Bhagavan in his own inimitable style. You know, inimitable style. Vidimadi Moola Viveham Ilarke Vidimadi Vellum Vivadam Vidimadi Hatku Or Mudalam Tannai Unarndar Avai Tanandar Sarvaro Pinnum Avai Satru Vidimadi Moola Viveham Ilarke Vidimadi Vellum Vivadam Vidimadi Hatku Or Mudalam Tannai Unarndar Avai Tanandar Sarvaro Pinnum Avai Satru Vidhi. Vidhi means fate. Or in Sanskritam it is called as Prarabdham. Prakrishtena Arabdaha. Everything happens according to a Prarabdha. Meaning what? In all these janmas, we have been so much of karmas. And the accumulated karma is called Sanchita. It is all accumulated. It's Sanchita karma. Now after coming here, whatever you do for the future, that is Agami, which will bear fruit in the future. Agami. And that which we have taken and we have come here into this world. From the bank account, you have withdrawn some money. From the whole Sanchita, you have withdrawn some karma and you are born here. That is Prarabdha. So they say it is very, very powerful. According to the Prarabdha, only everything happens. And Bhagavan says, Avaravar Prarabdha Praharam. Adarkanavan Angangirunda Atti Vipan. Right? So Prarabdha is very powerful. So some people, one group of people say, everything is Prarabdha, Vidhi, Talai Vidhi. You know? And the other group of people who are very positive people, optimistic people, they are ahankaric people also. They say, no, 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 what nonsense you are talking. No, I don't believe in all those nonsense. With our effort, we can conquer everything. with our intelligence and with our effort, we can conquer all this fate nonsense and we can succeed, no problem. You put your effort. So then Madi means intelligence or effort, whatever. With that you can conquer the fate or destiny. This is how the Chacha goes on. Bhagavan here says, Vidhi Madi Moola Vivekam Ilarke. One who has not known the Moolam, the root of this Vidhi and Madi, for them, Moola Madi Vivekam Ilarke. Those who don't have the proper understanding or discrimination of the root of the Vidhi and Madi, for them only this Chacha. What is the Chacha? Vidhi Madi Vellum Vivadam. The Vivadam, what is the Vivadam now? Vidhi or Madi. Which wins? Vidhi Madi Vellum Vivadam.
Fate or intelligence? The fate or the intelligence?
Intelligence means our free will.
Yeah.
Free will. Yeah. Here Madi means intelligence, but generally we can translate as free will. Whether we have got free will. So some people say fate alone wins. Other people know we have got free will. We can exercise our free will and we can overcome the fate also. So, you know what? Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda beautifully puts it. I really appreciate. You know what he says, if you inquire what is Vidhi, what is Prarabdha, some point of time you have done that karma. Some point of time you have done that karma. And that is what you are now going through. That is what we call as fate or Prarabdha. Na? And what is your free will? Now you are putting forth efforts. Whatever you are doing now, you are calling as free will. You do not know what is your Prarabdha. See, always that is a mystery. If you have dharmic desire, put forward sufficient effort, you may succeed, who knows. But in spite of our best effort, sometimes we may not succeed. Then accept it and move on. See how beautiful it is. But the idea is, you know what? What is the moolam? What is the root of both Vidhi and Madi? Our own karmas. Our own karma is the ahankara's actions. So ahankara is the root of all the actions, good or bad. The doer, the kartrutva abhimani, the doer. One point of time he has done something that is called as fate, which is fructifying now. Now he is doing some action that he is calling as free will. But it is his effort only. You know, the doer, the ahankari, his effort only. So, Vidhi Madhihatku or Mudalam Tanni Unarndar. So, the Vidhi and Madi for both or Mudal, that is one which is common for Vidhi and Madi. What is that? That is the ego sense. The doer, Kartrutva Abhimani. When you inquire who is this doer, and when you find out there is no doer. See, one who has done, he only enjoys. Is that not so? So when the doer gone, so whom all this phalaphalam will go? See, Bhagavan used to give an example. Suppose a person has killed his enemy or somebody, let us say. So the police, they are searching for him. Suppose for some reason he has met with an accident, he has died. This murderer, he has died. Then whom the police will catch? They will say file closed. So when this fellow goes, he has done all the karma. Now he only wants to do a further karma and say I can. So when this fellow itself is not, then what to talk about Vidhi or Madi? Then who is the enjoyer? We are so scared of the results. That is why we ask Vidhi or Madi, Vidhi or Madi. If you are not worried about the results, why to break your head with Vidhi or Madi? Whatever happens, happens. The doer, the enjoyer, when that fellow goes, Avai Tanarndar. Meaning what? Or Mudalam Tannai Unarndar, Avai Tanandar. Avai Tanandar means Vidhi or Madi. All those things will never matter to them. And Sarvaro Pinnum Avi Satra. Will they ever think of Vidhi or Madi again? Such people who have realized that doer who has done previously or who is trying to do now, he himself is false. And if they abide in the self which is all bliss, will they ever talk about or even think about this Vidhi or Madhi? So Bhagavan has not given any answer. He says you inquire for whom the Vidhi, for whom the Madhi. Understand there is nobody who has done it or who is going to enjoy it. So when you are there, you are all bliss. So in that, why to worry about Vidhi or Madhi? Whatever it is, let it be. You abide in yourself. See, Bhagavan will not allow you to go here and there. Wherever you go, why are you thinking about that? You question about yourself. Whether are you true? If you yourself are not true, then why are you worried about all this Vidhi, Madhi? Understand what I am saying? For both Vidhi or Madhi, the doer is the basis. The very doer is a myth. When the doer is a myth, the enjoyer also is a myth. When the doer and the enjoyer is not, then what to talk about Vidhi or Madhi? See, only the doer has done in previous janmas, or the doer is trying to do now. Why he is so worried about Vidhi or Madhi? Because he wants particular result. He wants to enjoy particular result. Whether that will happen or not, that is his question. I really want to marry that girl. I love her so much. I cannot live without her. என்னடா அப்படி என்னடா அந்த பொண்ணுட்ட பார்த்துட்ட? No, you don't understand, Swami. What do you know? But I don't know whether I will get her or not. I don't know what is my Vidhi. But if I put more efforts to impress her father, maybe I may get her. Will I get her or not? Will I get her or not? Vidya Madhya, Vidya Madhya. Ada poda mooda, niye illaya. So the enjoyer, he wants to enjoy particular result. That is why he is so concerned about Vidhi or Madhi. Otherwise, why he is concerned? If I am okay with both results, கிடைச்சா பார்த்துப்போம், இல்லாட்டி பரவாயில்ல, பெட்டரா கிடைக்குமா இருக்கும், யாருக்கு தெரியும்? When you are happy with that, you won't break your head with Vidya Madhya. So the enjoyer wants particular result. That is why he is having this idea of Vidhi or Madhi. The enjoyer itself is false. The doer himself is not. So then the question of Vidhi Madhi has got no meaning whatsoever. Understand how deep it is. See, when the ego asserts, he will not accept. See, that Mahatma may have said, but still I feel I will try and I may get it. Who knows? It is my prarabdha to get her. If I put effort, I may get her. That is my prarabdha. If that is so, okay, put efforts. Go and break your head. See? See, there is nothing wrong in trying anything. But in spite of your best efforts, if it is not happening, you should accept it and move on. There is nothing in the world which is worth it. If you get it, good. If you don't get it, it is best. Very good. Move on. I don't want to tell a story because it's a big story. I tell always this story, but now we don't have time. For the youth class, I tell the story. காணும் தனை விட்டு தான் கடவுளை காணல் காணும் மனோமயமாம் காட்சிதனை காணும் அவன் தான் கடவுள் கண்டானாம் தன் முதலை தான் முதல் போய் தான் கடவுள் அன்று இலதால் காணும் தனை விட்டு தான் கடவுளை காணல் காணும் மனோமயமாம் காட்சி தனை காணும் அவன் தான் கடவுள் கண்டானாம் தன் முதலை தான் முதல் போய் தான் கடவுள் அன்று இலதால் காணும் தனை விட்டு. Leaving aside the seer, that is oneself, காணும் தனை விட்டு, without bothering about knowing oneself, the seer, that is me, oneself, தான் கடவுளை காணல். If one tries to see God, have darshan of God, கடவுளை காணல், காணும் மனோமயமாம் காட்சி. It is nothing but minds, மனோமயமாம் காட்சி. Meaning what? It is still in the purview of Triputi only. The seer, seen, and the seeing. So it is manomayam only. The knower and the known. So howsoever wonderful the God may be, the great the God may be, anybody, he or she may be, as long as you see as an object in the world outside, keeping the ego intact as a seer and the seen, it is part of the mind only. It is not the absolute, because it will appear, it will disappear also. That which appears and disappears cannot be called as absolute truth. Manomayama means what? It is in the mind only. See, don't think it's just a hallucination. It's not hallucination, please. There is a difference between hallucination and what he is talking about. இல்லாத ஏதோ பார்க்குறான் மனோமயம், இட்ஸ் ஆல் மைண்ட்ஸ் பிளே. நாட் லைக் தட். ஐ எம் சீயிங் யூ, இட் இஸ் ஆல்சோ மைண்ட்ஸ் பிளே. ஆஸ் ரியல் ஆஸ் திஸ், த விஷன் ஆஃப் காட் இஸ் ஆஸ் ரியல் ஆஸ் திஸ். But only thing, is this real? That is the question. So in that context we should understand. Manomayamam kachi. But you know what? As Bhagavan has said in previous words, when you really worship that infinite, that Paramparul, that Paramatma, through any name, with any form, he will appear in that form and name, and he will bless you also, he will guide you also. He is full of compassion. But still, if you are satisfied only with that vision, that is not enough. That is not the ultimate. Manomayama means it is still in the purview of Triputi. That is all. It is in the purview of Triputi. It appears and disappears. But it is as real as we see each other and we interact. It is as real as that. It is not hallucination. The object is not there, but you are seeing. That is hallucination. No? So that is a different thing. It's a psychological disorder. But here, is it psychological disorder when I am looking at you, when I see you? No. So like this you can see God. But whether is this real, if you question, then you can question whether that is real. See, this seeing the other itself is unreal. That's what Bhagavan is trying to say. Similarly, if you see God also as somebody else other than you, that is also not real from that standpoint. Manomayamam kachi. So we should not put down the bhaktas saying, idallam chumma manakarpane. No. Only with a mind full of sattva you can have that divine vision and all. See, like the lion coming in the dream line is false only, but it can wake you up. Like that, the Lord who is coming in your vision, he can guide you, he can bless you, he can uplift you. என்ன சுவாமி இந்த கதையெல்லாம் விடுறீங்க நீங்க? நான் கதை விடல. It is the experience of great Mahatmas, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and great Mahatmas. But only thing is, from the perspective of the Advaita or the absolute truth, that is also part of Triputi, part of the mind. That way they say part of the mind. Even the whole world is part of the mind. The whole universe is part of the mind. That you are not that you are not accepting. Though you say nod your head, yeah, but you don't accept. Okay, Kanum Manomayamam Kachi. Tani Kanumavan Tan Kadavul Handanam. One who has seen himself, he alone has seen God. See how emphatically he asserts. Tani Kanumavan Tan Kadavulai Kandanam. One who has seen oneself, he alone has seen God. Why like that? Because தான் முதல் போய் தன் முதலை கண்டானாம். So when he realizes his true self, தான் முதல் போய் means what? When the ego goes, when the ego perishes, when it goes, and when he abides, when he realizes the true self, that is the real vision. Because தான் கடவுள் அன்றி இல்லதால், because the real self is not something else other than God, or God is nothing but the self. Because from the standpoint of Sat, இருக்கும் இயற்கையால் ஈச சீவர்கள் ஒரு பொருளே ஆவர். From the standpoint of Sat, Sat Swabhavam, Sat Swarupam, Ishvara and the Jiva are one. So name and form is only false. So only as Sat you can realize Him in the heart. When you realize your own nature, your own self, you are realizing the self, you are realizing the nature of God only. Because God is essentially your own self. Understand what I am saying? So instead of realizing the self, if you say, I want to have the vision of this God or that God, see, it is all wonderful. Imagine if Ambal can come in front of you, how nice it would be. Oh, Saundarya Lahari, she's all beauty, all grace, all love, and she can come and just take you into her fold. How nice it is, how wonderful it will be. After that, you don't want to even realize yourself. That is the danger there. Unless she kicks you and say, now you go and realize yourself, enough is enough. என்னை கொஞ்சி குழாவுனதெல்லாம் போதும், போய் உன் வேலையை பார். Go and realize yourself. Unless she kicks us out, we may not go away. She is Mahamaya. Oh my God. That's why I am so scared. Not to want to have vision of any God. Thank God. Then I will be so attached to that form, to that Murti, to that manifestation. And I will even don't want to realize anything. So it is wonderful actually. It is all true. It is all not myth or a cock and bull story. See, this is cock and bull story, what we are going through now. This is cock and bull story. You think this is very real. How wonderful. You say this is very real, but that is cock and bull story. If you say that is cock and bull story, this is so much a cock and bull story. Your very existence is a cock and bull story. Your mind is creating it. Understand? So it is wonderful to have the darshan, but still it is in the purview of the knower and the known. That is why it is called as it is Manomayamam Kachi. Understand? So one has to inquire, who am I? And that small self, ego self should go. That's why he is saying, தான் முதல் போய். Mudal means that ego self. முதல் போய் தன் முதலை தான் கண்டானாம். One who realizes his own self, true self, அவன்தான் கடவுளை கண்டானாம். Why? Because தான் கடவுள் அன்றி இல்லதால். Because the self is real God. Or the God is not other than the self. See, please understand one thing. When you consider yourself to the body, take yourself to the form, and you see the form outside, the world, name and form, then God also can appear in name and form with all the Kalyana Gunas and can bless. See, only when you realize that this very bodily existence is false and the world of names and forms is not null and void, then you can deny that kind of a God, personal God or God with name and form. Keeping this intact, you deny that means you are cheating, it means you are fooling yourself. So first you see that, let it wait. You first inquire, who am I? And when you dive deep within, when the ahankara goes, tannila indriyal means what? The way the first person is not there, means second, third person, nobody is there. So only self alone remains. And that is God, because as we have seen, God is nothing but Satchit only, with the Maya as Upadhi, and we Satchit only, but body mind as Upadhi. When the Upadhi is transcended, as Satchit, Lord and I are one only. So, realizing God intimately in my heart as my own self is a true darshan of God. Intermediately, if God gives you sadarshan, don't condemn it. He is wonderful. But that is not the ultimate. But for that bhakta, it gives a great boost in his sadhana. It may really fill his heart with so much of purity and love. So for him to dive deep within will be child's play. So this Bhairavi, that one of the guru of Ramakrishna, she, a great tantric she was. And she had practiced for 20 years, 30 years, and he has mastered it. And she came in the life of Ramakrishna and she taught Ramakrishna some tantric practices. She was so surprised and stunned. Whatever she has mastered in 20 years, he was able to achieve it in 2-3 days. Such is the purity of that great soul. Because he is filled with only divine. So for him everything is possible. So when you have devotion to the Lord, when the Lord appears, when he blesses you, it's all fantastic. Don't say it's all Manomayamam Kachi. This is Manomayamam Kachi. This you are appreciating. Eppapar you are watching something in your phone. That is Bhayangaramana Manomayamam Kachi. That is real for you. And you talk all politics, all nonsense. That is true for you. And God is Manomayamam Kachi. First you inquire here, find out the truth, then you can go there. If you accept you as a body and mind, if you accept the world with name and form, there is no harm in accepting God with name and form. Because he is all powerful, why can't he come? When you can come with the body, name and form, why can't he come? That is the argument of Bhagavan also. See, we are having some block, how can he come? Why can't he come? Who can stop him? அதெல்லாம் சும்மா இவங்கெல்லாம் இந்த பண்டிதர்கள்லாம் சேர்ந்து பண்ண கூத்ததெல்லாம். These panditas, they want to make more money. So they have built lot of temples and they have installed lot of gods and they propitiate gods. It's all chumma. That is true also in a way. I would say it all have become commercial business. It has become a big business. And it's very sad actually, very sad actually. But still, for a true devotee, his God is true as his wife and children. But the wife and children or himself, is he true? When that question is asked, then you can say God is Manomayam, like myself. Like I am Manomayam, God is also Manomayam. That you all don't want to accept. I am Manomayam, I am real, I am real. My life, my family, my prestige, my status. So realizing oneself is realizing God. Because the Lord, he shines as I in the heart, as Sat Swarupam, Satchit Swarupam. So that is it. So if you are getting some help from the world, why don't you accept it? Why are you so adamant? Why are you blocking yourself? If there is God who can appear in the name and form and guide you and bless you, why not accept him? Why are you having that kind of ego? See, if a great help is coming, why don't you accept it? It is all blissful. It is wonderful. Accept it. Why not? But if it is made as a business, then you have to condemn it only. Even Jesus Christ, it said, he condemned it. He broke all the shops in the vicinity of the place of worship. He said it should not become commercial, it should not become business place. That is what the story goes. I don't know the actual thing. So, since because somebody has done something like commercial business, all these priests, they only favor those who give money to them or those whom they like. They favor. If you give a little bit more money, they will give you and the God to you. Kondupo. And you know what? In the Parani Muruga, backside everything gone it seems. Because it's very medicinal, it seems. So these priests, they have Surandi, so Kadavulaye Suranditang. Surandi வித்துட்டாங்க. Another thing, is the shock of my life. When I had gone to Vrindavan, I was asking, where is this, what is that? Govardhanagiri. I was asking. So he has taken the Govardhanagiri. Where is the Govardhanagiri? I was asking. This is Govardhanagiri, they said. Where is Giri? This is Giri, they were saying. They were showing a valley sort of thing, or Pallam. They said, this is the hill. How can this be a hill? I don't know what these fellows have done. They have taken one by one stone and they have sold or what, I don't know. There is no Govardhanagiri now. But people like our priests, they say, no, Govardhanagiri will just by itself will reduce. All the, I don't know, all those stories. So our people are very capable enough to sell God even if they get more money. That should be condemned. But if a true devotee, he worships God and he is so filled with love and devotion, he is blessed. And his God will come to him in the world outside as a reality. And he can really bless him, he or she. Now in UK, they are going to make God as a neutral gender, it seems. You cannot call he, father in the heaven. Why not mother in the heaven? Feminist. Why always you call God as father? Now you should call mother in the heaven. That is a good development actually. Don't call him father or mother. Neuter gender. Adu. That is. God means what? That. Just today I read in the news. God, what is the title, In UK, God is going to lose his gender. I was so surprised. What is happening? So, God is real as you are real. If you are not real, then he is Manomayam. Please understand this basic idea. If God can come and bless you, why not take? He is your own. Why not take his? See, that is why when we talk about Arunachala, Navamani Malai, it is all true. He can come in any name and form. But when you realize that you are yourself or not, then there is nothing other than you. The second or third person. So he is not the third person, he is the very first person. He is one with the self. This is what we have to realize. And you know what? See, some people are very emotional, sentimental. They don't want to let go their gods. Then people like J. Krishnamurti comes and they destroy everything. That is also needed, I tell you. That is required in this world. Chomma, holding on to some form and name, saying, my God, your God. No God. Get lost. That is also wonderful. See, if you appreciate it in that aspect, it is wonderful actually. And Buddha said, no talking of any God. You just find the truth yourself. That is good. See, that is also required. That kind of treatment also is required for some people. That kind of treatment. And for the devotees, if they can see God, feel God, talk to God, they can be blessed. Why not? What is your problem? What is your problem? If you don't believe in God, po engayavadu. If somebody is believing, what is your problem? Nobody should believe in God because I don't believe in God. Are? What is this nonsense? Are? See, this is what our politicians do here. Actually, they believe in God more than us. They are very scared. Inside they but outside they go and preach, no God. Don't believe in God. But that person's wife goes to every temple and pray to all gods. So she goes but he says no God. Why? Nobody should believe in God. Why nobody should believe in God? Because I don't believe in God. Are? If you don't believe, you keep it to yourself. Why should you disturb others? I believe in only Jesus Christ. Everybody should believe only Jesus Christ. Are? If you believe in Jesus, have him. Who stops you? No, everybody should believe only Jesus Christ. Only Jesus Christ is the true God. He alone is a... What is this? You are calling him in one name. I am calling him some other name. What is your problem? No. All this is false. Only Jesus Christ. Only Jesus can save you. If you go very close to the Father, he will shave you. Jesus will save you. He will totally shave you. So, these are all, childish. Very childish, I'm telling you. See, if I say something, people find fault with me. All these Dvaitic religion are very childish. Childish. They are very narrow, very childish. That has to be condemned. Only my God will help. Other gods are useless gods. To them you should say, no God. Your God, where is He? No, He is in there, Vaikundam, He is in Kailasham. So therefore, God is there or not, whether you are there or not. I am there, God is there. God is Manomayam, you are also Manomayam. But you accept yourself and you are there, you are transacting in this world. If you are Manomayam, if you can transact in this world, why can't God transact in this world? If you can help your friend, why can't God help you? If when you say that you are not, the world is not, then God is not as a third person. Bhagavan says you cannot deny that power, he says. After all that, he says you cannot deny that power, he says. So therefore, தான் முதல் போய் தன் முதலை தனை காணுமவன் தான் கடவுள் கண்டானாம். So one who has seen himself, he alone has seen God, because God shines as eye in the heart. And he is none other than the God. That is real Ishvara Darshana. You got the point? I think I have made it very clear today. In which standpoint you have to think. தன்னைத்தான் காணல் தலைவன் தனைக் காணல் என்னும் பன்னூல் உண்மை என்ன எனின் தன்னைத்தான் காணலெவன் தான் ஒன்றா காணவொனாதே தலைவர் காணலெவன் ஊனாதல் கான் தன்னைத்தான் காணல் தலைவன் தனைக் காணல் என்னும் பன்னூல் உண்மை என்ன எனின் தன்னைத்தான் காணலெவன் தான் ஒன்றா காணவொனாதே தலைவர் காணலெவன் ஊனாதல் கான் தன்னைத்தான் காணல். Realizing or knowing oneself or seeing oneself, true self, is the தலைவன் தனைக் காணல். தலைவன் means the pati. தலைவன், the creator. That is seeing or knowing the God or the creator. என்னும் பன்னூல் உண்மை என்ன எனில். Thus speak all the Vedas, all the scriptures. What is the truth behind it? என்னும் பன்னூல் உண்மை. நூல் உண்மை means the scriptures. நூல் means scriptures. உண்மை என்னவெனின். What is the truth behind this statement? What is the statement? தன்னைத்தான் காணல். Knowing oneself is knowing God. When all the Vedas, when they proclaim that way, what is the truth behind that statement? Truth is, என்ன எனின், the truth is, தன்னைத்தான் காணலெவன். You cannot see yourself. Why? தான் ஒன்றா. The self is only one. It is not divided into the seer and the seen. So we have seen in the morning class or yesterday's class. So the self, pure self, is not split into two. One to see and to be seen. So even the self you cannot see. You cannot know. So, காணலெவன், தன்னைத்தான் காணலெவன். Who can know or who can see oneself? ஒன்றாய், ஒன்றார், because it is one. Everybody's experience is I am the one. காணவொனாதே. So one cannot know oneself. தலைவர் காணலெவன். If you cannot know yourself, how can you know God? You cannot even know yourself. How can you know God? Even the very self you cannot know as an object. So how can you know God as an object? So what is knowing God? This is the punch dialogue. The last word, Unadalgan. You can only become food to God. You cannot know God. You can only become food for God. சாப்பாடு உன்னை சார்ந்து உணவாயான் சாந்தமப்போவன் அருணாச்சலா. I thought you are my food. Meaning I can experience you. I can realize you, I thought, and I approached you. And சாப்பாடு உன்னை சார்ந்து சாந்தமப்போவன் means what? I became your food. So un means food. Unadalgan. So you can only become food for God, meaning you can lose yourself in that. That is all can happen. You cannot know. You can just lose yourself in that. So losing oneself is spirituality, not gaining anything special. Or Acharya always used to say, it is losing everything. It is losing oneself. That is spirituality. It is not gaining anything special. So becoming nothing is spirituality. In becoming nothing, you become everything. So Unadalgan. So you have to offer yourself at his altar. That is devotion. What is devotion? Offering oneself. ஒப்பு கொடுத்தல். ஒப்பு கொடுத்தல். உன்னிடத்தில் ஒப்புவித்த உள்ளத்தால் எப்பொழுதும் உன்னிடத்தில் ஒப்புவித்த. ஒப்பு கொடுத்தல் means what? Offering everything at his feet. All that is mine and myself. So here he says the highest knowledge is what you know. See, whatever you know about the world, everything is false. Because it is all the ego's projection. And whatever you know about yourself is all false. Even the self you cannot realize. God though, forget about it. God also can be realized only as a self, not as anybody else. If you cannot realize yourself, then what you can do? Unadalgan, you can become food for God. Sindit tarulbada silandibol katti sirayittundanai arunachala. So Sindit, you tattam pottu, you schemed everything, you planned. I am going to spread this trap, this net. He is going to come and he is going to fall for it. Like a spider, you spread your web. And then I got caught in it. Silandi bol katti sirayit undanai. You ate me alive, O Lord. லட்சியம் வைத்து அவர் அஸ்திரம் விட்டு பட்சித்தாய் பிராணனோடு அருணாச்சலா. பிராணனோடு பட்சித்தாய். Alive, you ate me alive. This is what eating alive. பிராணனோடு பட்சித்தாய். So, see, we offer so many things in the Yaga Yajna, Havis. But the real offering is offering oneself at the feet of the Lord. Idanna mama, you offer yourself. That is Atma Nivedanam also, in Bhakti language also, Atma Nivedanam. Offering oneself at the altar of God. That is the highest sacrifice. Not sacrificing the physical body, flesh, no. Sacrificing oneself at the altar of the God. Unadalgan. So see, here comes the Parabhakti and Parajnana. What is Parajnana? The realization that you cannot know yourself. You cannot know God. Forget about God. You cannot know yourself. So what you can do? Unadalgan. You can lose yourself in God. Or you can offer yourself at the altar of God. So what is Parabhakti? Totally offering oneself at the feet of the Lord. So Parabhakti and Parajnana is one and the same. See, the Buddhi feels, I can know him, I can catch him, I will know the truth. Keeping intact the knower, nobody can know the truth. Because the knower, he creates all the mischief called the world. Mind is Maya at work. So he creates all the mischief. So you depend so much on him, who is actually the mischief maker. See, திருடன்ட்டையே போலீஸ் வேலையை கொடுத்தா எப்படி இருக்கும்? He is the thief, right? He is only creating all the nonsense, nuisance. So you are making him as the police. Now you catch hold of the thief. How will he catch hold of the thief? He himself is a thief. See, you understand what I am saying? So we depend so much on our buddhi. Buddhi is so limited. And we depend so much on ourselves. My intelligence, me. All the great scientists of the universe, they say, we can discover everything. Now we are going to discover God particle. For them, God is also a particle. We have almost caught God particle.
There is a God particle.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We have caught God. He is God particle. He is another particle like all the other particles. Thank you so much. We salute your intelligence. You have found out God. You keep your God yourself. Please don't tell me. Don't propagate your God to me. The seer, the essence of the seer is God. Unadal Khan. You have to lose. That is why these fellows can never discover the truth. Because they have to lose themselves. They don't want to lose themselves. Tyagenaike amrutatva manasha. Only in total renunciation of the ego, the truth is realized. But all this scientific community, everybody is highly egoistic. They believe they can know everything through their scientific methods, through their, intelligence. And how can? First, you have to become humble. I really don't know. And then you have to surrender. Surrender means to the higher. Then the truth is revealed to you. That is how our great rishis, they realized the truth. It is revealed to them. It is not that they have found it out. It is revealed to them. They are kontra drashtas, the seer of truth. Instead of knower of truth, they are called a seer of truth. It is revealed to them. So Unadal Khan is a very beautiful word. You have to mark that word. You should remember it. So we cannot know the world because world is your mind's projection. You cannot know God. My God. He may appear but he may disappear also. He shines as I in the heart and you cannot know the self. Then what to be done? Tolanji poda. You get lost. That is what you can do. So you can become food for God. That is all we can do. So the highest knowledge is what? Highest para bhakti only. Unadal Khan, you can offer yourself as food to the Lord and you cannot know Him. You cannot know yourself. It is unknown. Finished. Full stop. So there ends all the query. It is unknown, unknowable. J. Krishna says it is not only unknown, it is unknowable. Then what you are going to do now? It is not only unknown, it is unknowable. So the knower should go. Then that is revealed by itself. Okay, so we will stop here today and then we will continue tomorrow. It's all very fascinating. I tell you, this Ulladhanarpad is very fascinating. If you understand its deeper imports, there is nothing else required. Everything is there. See, the first verse itself, Mangala Shloka, everything is there. Upadesa Undiyar, by itself, it is a complete text. Use Upadesha, everything. Arunachala Pancharatnam, by itself, it is complete. Ulladhanarpada, by itself, it is complete. Dakshinamurti Stotram, by itself, it is complete. Dakshinamurti Stotram. We are going to see in the third course. Dakshinamurti Stotram. Bhagavan has written Tamil, I tell you. Most beautiful. Om Purnamadha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudhachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Harihi Om. See, Bhagavan got that realization at the feet of Ambal. Don't forget, Madurai Meenakshi. Just at the entrance of Madurai Meenakshi temple is Bhagavan's house. So he is Amma's child. In fact, he got the realization in that Punya Kshetra. And he came to Appa and settled down here. How wonderful. I also hail from Madurai, from Amma, and I have come to Arunachala. And I don't know where I will go now. There is no going or coming. Om Purnamadam. Solliya? Om Tat Sat.